Hi friends, it's Carolyn Zook here with Czech Stitch, and today is Saturday, January 28th, 2023, and I have a very special guest with me here. I'm here with Candy, the 614 Stitcher. Welcome,
Hello,
Candy.
everyone.
I just thought it would be fun to have you on my Flosstube because I adore you, and we have never done this before, so I just thought it'd be really fun to collaborate.
Thank you. Thank you so very much. It is very fun. I've only done this one other time, so it is great to be on someone else's video. This is very exciting for me. So thank
Yeah.
you again for having me.
Yeah. So Candy, one of the things I really like about, I mean, you stitch beautifully. You also sew beautifully. I know you've said in your videos that sewing was really kind of your first love. Um, and, but you'll stitch on anything, right? Like you do 14 count Ada to 40 count. Is that
The
right?
highest, the highest I've gone so far is 46 count.
Wow. Wow.
So
Yeah. So I know there's a lot of stigma around, a lot of people will say, oh, I only stitch on Ada, and they somehow feel like that's not good enough or something. And I always tell people, no, like it doesn't matter. Stitch on what you love. And so that's what I really like about your channel is you'll stitch on anything, and anything that comes your way, you'll stitch on it, which I really appreciate. But I go ahead.
listen, I have stitched on the lowest count I've stitched on is 10 count.
Oh,
And that
fun.
was on the first chart when I became a cross stitcher.
Uh-huh.
It was Lori Hope pattern, and she charted it to be on 10 count Ada. And
Mhm.
I was like, oh, 10 count Ada was a little challenge.
Yeah.
But I was brand spanking new stitching. And so, but yes, I think whatever you feel comfortable on stitching on, stitch on that and be happy.
Yeah,
Because
I
this is
agree.
supposed to be about joy, not I don't stitch on high fabric. It's supposed to be fun. So don't let that stop you.
Yeah, I agree. I agree. I will definitely be linking your channel down below for anybody who does. Anybody, everyone probably knows about you, but you're the 614 Stitcher. You have a Flosstube channel, which is awesome. So I will link that down below. So make sure you go check out Candy, and subscribe if you haven't already. And I just had a couple more like fun get to know you questions, just in case people aren't familiar with you. How did you start stitching?
So I started officially stitching in 2019.
Hmm.
However, a few years before that, I every year would go on a beach vacation. And the people that I went with, they were all readers, and I'm not really a reader.
Hmm.
So I asked, Michael's had this teach me, learn me cross stitch kit, and I picked it up. And my friend gave me a 30-minute tutorial on how to cross stitch. And I took that to the beach with me and finished it within that week.
Oh my
It was
God.
a little small, and I tried to find it. I still have it. I tried to find it, but couldn't find it. Um, but after that, I didn't find anybody else who was doing cross stitch at the time.
Yeah.
So, it just went away, and I kept sewing. I joined a quilt guild and was watching ladies do it in guild meetings.
Oh, okay.
And then in the beginning of 2019, they told me that Fat Quarter Shop was starting a Flosstube about cross stitch, and I've been hooked ever since.
Oh, that's funny. So you knew about Fat Quarter Shop from your quilting days.
Actually, no,
Oh, okay.
I didn't. When I learned how to, when I was learning how to sew and quilt, you go to Joann's, you can take classes at Joann's. And
Yeah.
so that's how it all came. That's how I learned about sewing.
Okay.
My best friend and I did classes. Um, but the Quilt Guild turned me on to a whole, like all kinds of quilting, they podcast or YouTube videos. And when she started Quilter's Cottage in January 2019, I was hooked and have been cross stitching ever since. It
So
sounds like, so, compared to a lot of other people, it doesn't sound like a lot of time, but man, I feel like it's been a long time.
you've been very productive in those years, which we'll look
Yeah,
at in a few minutes. We'll look at some of your finishes and stuff, but you have been very productive. It just sucks you in, I think, in a good
yeah,
way,
it
right?
does.
Yeah.
Yes, it does.
Yeah. And now you have
It's
50
been really
whips
good.
and yeah.
Yeah, 50. That would be good if I had 50 whips.
Wink, wink.
Yeah, exactly.
Jan
That's
Hicks always
exactly right.
says, you never ask a woman the size of her stash.
That is a good piece of advice, and I
Yeah.
would caution people to remember that piece of advice. Never ask.
What and you're in Ohio, is that right? That's right.
That's
I
correct.
mean, I knew that was right, but
I live in Columbus proper.
in Columbus. Okay. Okay. Right. And then do you remember how we met?
So I have been watching your video. You started in 2018. If
I,
I'm
I started in January 1st, 2019, but close enough.
okay. So not long after I found a lot of floss tubes like February, March, April.
Mm-hmm.
Kimberly at the time started shouting out floss tubers that she was finding.
Yeah.
And if you go on YouTube, people started recommending. Well, I had all of these recommendations.
Uh-huh.
So I have probably been watching you since June, maybe July of 2019.
Wow.
And so I always commented on
Yeah.
the videos and everything, and you will reply back. And then you and Robin started Magazine Monthly.
That's right.
And I jumped in with both feet and no magazines.
I remember that. I remember you messaged me and said, well, I don't have magazines. Can I still join? And I was like, sure, join.
Right. And then I would go to Joann's and buy a magazine just so that in the early days, it was magazine, 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 magazine.
Yeah.
So I would start getting magazines just so that I could participate. And we met through Zoom because you started having Zoom calls for planning meetings.
Mm-hmm.
And then we met face to face at StitchCon.
Dream come true.
It was for me too. And Carolyn takes her coffee with just a little cream.
That's
Just a
right.
little cream.
Oh,
Um,
coffee fairy godmother.
She let me stay with her the first couple of nights. The first night of StitchCon, I stayed with her, and I would bring her coffee every morning
It
because
was amazing.
she's not a real early bird, but
It's funny. The pandemic completely flipped my sleep schedule. I used to be such an early bird, and now I'm definitely like, I was joking about the time for this that you get up super early, and I would probably still, because there's a 3 hour time difference between us.
right,
And so you said, well, I'll be up at 5. I was like, well, I'll probably still be up at 2. We could film then. We decided not to.
Yeah, it wasn't going to be pretty if we filmed at
No,
2 and 5 in the morning.
no, it wouldn't be pretty, but it could have happened.
Yes, we could have.
Yeah. And so Candy kept that spare key to my room. And every morning of StitchCon, I would hear somebody, and it wasn't scary. It never scared me. But it every morning you would come in and just
Drop off your coffee.
the coffee and leave. It was so fun. I loved it. It was amazing.
I know that last morning I was like, okay, I've got to get her coffee before she goes.
I had an early flight. Yeah. And we're back. That was completely my fault. I had accidentally signed in under our the free account instead of my work account. So they were trying to cut us off in just a few minutes. I was like, no, we got lots. We haven't even started yet. We're back, and I think this one will work. So Candy, I was wondering if you had any of your finishes or fully finished that you can show us.
Yes, I do. I so here is an I'm trying to think now. It was called, it was in the Punch Needle and Primitive uh, Stitcher magazine for 2020.
Okay.
And it is by Heart and Hand. And now I cannot remember what the name of this was. I actually saw Robin stitch this in the reverse and stitched it myself. But I used green, it's called teak wood for the floss on it.
Oh, that's perfect. Those trees are just perfect. Yeah. And then what color is the bird?
Winter cardinal etchings. That's what it's called. Winter
Okay.
cardinal etchings. And I used Cupid for the bird.
It's so great. The colors are just perfect. And what is that stitched on?
It's stitched on a 16 count Charles Craft Ada.
Mm-hmm. When you said you saw Robin stitch it in the reverse, what did you mean reverse?
She stitched it on black fabric and everything was white.
Oh, wow.
She didn't stitch the cardinal in red and the trees. Yeah. She stitched everything in white on black fabric.
That's pretty too. Different look, but still pretty.
Yeah.
I love that. Yeah, I remember watching you work on that, and those trees just seemed like so much work to me. And yeah. Oh, that turned out really sweet.
Thank you.
Yeah.
So that's my first one. And then this one, my next one that I'm going to show you is one of my favorites. I started doing Mental Health May.
Yes, which is not what I'm laughing at.
I know. It's the saying on it.
My therapist knows about you.
and at the time, I'm trying to think, it was a chart that was given to me for free. And all I needed to do is just make sure that I promoted the company that gave it to me.
Okay.
I'm no longer under that obligation and will not be doing that. Okay. So, but at the time when I was stitching this, there was a lady at work that really had gotten under my skin. And so the whole time I stitched this, I had talked about this lady with my therapist. And so the whole time I stitched it, I was like, yeah, this fits that person perfectly. And I stitched this also on a 16 count Ada that really was hand dyed. And the floss is Leo and Roxy.
Oh, okay.
Which have now changed their name to Roxy Co.
Oh, okay. I didn't realize
they're
that.
Under Carolyn Off the Grid Needle Arts.
Yeah, yeah.
And I can't remember what the name of the floss was, but it was called Vampish. No. Anyway, it was really a fun stitch. And I actually started it on May 1st and finished it on the 30th. The 30th.
Oh, 31st. Wow. Great.
Yeah, I used.
Can you tell us a little bit about your mental health May awareness month that you run?
Yes, I am a big champion for mental health care. Mm-hmm. I have suffered for years and years with depression and anxiety, and so oftentimes, especially in the African American community, mental health is not really dealt with very much. It is getting better, but I wanted to call awareness to mental health challenges and solutions with having mental health. We all don't just sit around crying our eyes out. We can live very productive lives and take care of others and ourselves. So I just wanted to call attention to the support systems that are out there for not just depression and anxiety, but all different types of mental illness, because it's something that affects everyone.
Right, right. And you do a lot on your channel in May. You talk a lot about, and you always give us interesting facts or organizations to check out, that type of thing in May. So I always learn so much. I also have suffered from depression and anxiety my entire life, and so like I'm very much a supporter of the work you're doing with that.
Thank you.
And yeah, and so you encourage people to. The point is, you encourage people to stitch on a piece that somehow is related
Yes,
to that
to
work, in addition to taking steps to check in
yes.
on your friends or check in on yourself.
And these months, you know, even though I talk about it in May, the winter months seem to be some of the harder months of the year for people that are dealing with depression and anxiety,
Yeah.
and different types of mental illness, because we don't have the sunshine. We're not out a lot. We're not doing those fun activities as much because
Yeah.
of the weather. And these are the months that we should really also be checking in on our friends and family members to make sure that they're doing okay.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah. Definitely. Shorter
yeah,
days, the holidays are over. Yeah. It can be a lot.
yeah. And we have a long time to get to the next milestone. How, you know, we
Yeah.
don't think about, we have to go all the way through May before we even get to another holiday. Um,
Yeah.
so be sure to check in on your relatives, because a lot of times they pretend like everything is okay, but at home they are suffering greatly
Right.
in
Right.
silence most of the time.
Right. Right. You would never necessarily know on the outside
Yeah,
might be struggling with. Yeah.
yeah.
Well, yeah. Well, thank you so much for all your work with that year round, but especially so during the month of May. And definitely check out Candy's channel and follow along because she gives great information. And I always learn from you, my friend.
I'm glad. Thank you.
So, Did you have any? I
I
guess I
actually
should start.
have
Did
a
you?
couple of more.
Oh, I'm sorry.
I want to show you at least one more.
Yes, yes, please.
So this is one of my prized finishes. It is the
That's right.
Martin Luther King.
Oh,
It's actually called the MLK sampler.
that is gorgeous.
And I started this, it must have been in 2020. And I
Okay.
started it for Martin Luther King Jr. Day. And I finished it on April the 4th,
Oh, wow.
which was the day of his assassination.
Right. Oh, that's beautiful. What a great memorial. I had no idea he was born in 29.
Yes, he was born in 1929 and died in 68. I was actually surprised too, but I think one of the things is because all of the pictures that we see, he's so young, but he
Yeah.
was a young man when he died.
Right.
You know,
Right.
it's just, you don't
Uh,
think about 1929, especially here in 2023. You're like, man.
right.
So
Right. They're kind of frozen in time,
yeah.
in a sense. That is beautiful. Do you remember what fabric or what floss you used for that piece?
So I know it is a 14 count, 16 count Ada.
Hmm.
If I can get you the information if you needed
Okay.
to put in the show notes. I have it written down, I believe, in one of the cross stitch books I used to
Yeah.
use back then.
Well, if anyone wants to know, they can certainly ask us and we can get that
Yeah,
information. Yeah, that's
but it is
beautiful.
one of my prized pieces. So
Do you have
now,
that hung up year round?
yes, I keep it
Yeah.
out all year round.
Yeah.
This is the one piece that I know won't make it to Goodwill. My son has already said that he wants it left to him.
Okay. That's
When
good.
I go, he wants it left to him. So I
You
know
got to put
that.
a note on the back.
Yes, I will do that.
Yeah.
Girl, if they come in here fighting over a cross stitch piece, I'll be more than ecstatic. Okay.
I'm
That's
I'm
all.
leaving
Go
my
ahead.
stash to like you and Robin and Andrea to figure out because you all will know what to do and what is worth,
Yes,
how to get rid of it properly.
yes. And that is a good point. I have people not only just for my cross stitch stash, but I
Yeah.
have people coming in for my sewing and quilting stash also,
Yeah.
because Lord forbid that stuff end up in a dumpster or
Right.
at
Right.
the Goodwill.
Right. Exactly.
So
Yeah.
make sure you designate somebody to get your stuff.
Have a plan.
Yeah, have a plan for sure.
Did you have any other pieces to show us?
Just one other one or two, if you don't mind.
Yeah, of course. I love
So
it.
last year, and they are doing it again this year, the Fat Quarter Shop draws attention to the United Negro College Fund, and they have someone come in and they design what will be used. The patterns are free.
Okay.
They also do it for cross stitch and quilting.
Okay.
And so last year, this was Stronger Together. No, yes, Stronger Together too. And I did it in the striking way. They had two different colorways. One was more muted, and I, of course, did the striking.
Uh-huh. That's
And this is
beautiful.
done on a 14 count Ada.
Uh-huh.
And I used all of the called for DMC floss.
It's beautiful. It's really beautiful.
Thank you. They have the new one for this year is really pretty, and it actually calls out African Americans that did work in landscaping and the earth. So the design is built around the earth. So
Beautiful. So that is already up on their website?
yes,
Here,
it
I'll put a
starts
link down
February.
below. I'm sorry?
Okay, it starts on February the 1st. So
Sure.
they've already put the charts will come out when it gets to the 1st, and then you can go on their website and get all of the information for it.
Okay, I'll link that down below because February 1 starts Black History Month.
Yes, and that's
So yeah,
why they do these.
yeah, great, excellent. I'll link that down below. That is beautiful.
Thank you. And I was trying to see 2021. So I love ink circles,
Mm-hmm.
and I
Oh my gosh,
cross stitched an ink circles, and this is the Christmas cactus,
that's stunning.
and it is on 16 count Ada with the called for DMCs, and I finished this in 2021.
Okay, I don't recall seeing you work on that.
You know what? And you actually commented on it like, I need you to cross stitch that for me. And I was like,
So I guess I did see you work on it.
you did. It was, it was one of those pieces I had already been cross stitching. It took
Okay,
me a little while to get this one completed.
that's a lot of. I mean, that's full coverage.
It is full coverage.
Yeah. Oh, that's stunning.
The one thing about ink circles is everything is mirrored from side to side and up and down. So if you make one mistake,
Mm-hmm.
you know it right away.
Yeah, yeah,
When
it's
it
a
doesn't match
challenging
up.
piece. Yeah,
Yes.
but boy, that's
But
just
I
beautiful.
love it.
Do you have
And
any idea how long that took you?
I probably started it in 2020 and
Uh-huh.
finished it in 2021. So it probably took me a good year.
Yeah.
I actually had worked on it as for a Christmas gift. This is one of those things, you want to give gifts.
Mm-hmm.
And as a cross stitcher, you like to give gifts, but then you look at a piece like this and think,
I'm not giving that away.
I love you.
Carolyn can
But
stitch her own.
yeah, I love you, but I don't know that I could give that away. And
Yeah.
it just sits in my box, so I need to get it framed so that I
Yeah.
can put it out in December, because I would leave it up through January.
Yeah.
Because it was a lot of work.
Yeah. It looks like a lot of work. It's beautiful
Yeah.
though. What floss is that? Is that DMC or is that?
Yes. She uses a lot of DMC floss. She just picks brilliant colors. They're so bright and vibrant. So
Yeah.
it was a great piece to work on. It caused me if I had to put money in a jar for every bad word I said, I'd probably be rich by now.
You could afford the framing.
Yeah, I could afford the framing. That's very true. Because
What that's called, that's ink circles. And what's it called again? December.
it's called Christmas
Oh,
uh Christmas stained glass windows.
okay.
It's actually it mimics stained glass windows, and there's 4 charts in that one pattern.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, because
Right.
I have looked at it again for doing another one of the patterns because it's just, I mean, the Christmas, this is stained glass Christmas cactus.
Okay.
And then they have stained glass poinsettia. So there's like, now there's 2 larger charts and 2 smaller charts in the pattern. I guess I should have pulled those. I didn't think about that.
That's
But
okay. Is that one of the larger ones then?
yes, this is the
Okay.
larger one.
Okay.
And then,
Good because can't imagine larger than that. Yeah.
yeah, and then the
Yeah.
other ones are like half the size of it.
Okay. Okay. Yeah, that's so pretty.
Yeah. It's one of my favorite pieces. And it was a big accomplishment to get it
Yeah.
completed because it was one of the largest pieces at that time that I
Yeah.
had worked on. Like,
Yeah. Well, and like we said, like it's kind of a more challenging piece and
yeah.
it's full coverage and yeah, there's a lot to that. It turned out beautifully.
Thank you so very much.
Yeah.
But that's all my previous finishes.
Okay. Thank you so much for sharing that. I love it. Okay. Did you have any new starts? We're just gonna jump in now. Did you have any new starts or finishes from
Not
this
this
week?
week. You're a
Okay,
week early.
yeah, next
Next
week I
week I
might.
will. Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
Not this week. No new finish. No new
You want
start.
to? Okay, great. Me either. Do you want to show us your whips from the week?
Okay. So we just finished up Ringo, but
Yeah.
starting on, I did do a floss tube last week, but I don't think so. One of my Bringo calls, it was number 24, and that was an indoor activity. Do you remember if I showed this? I don't think I did.
I don't remember. I might
Oh,
have
I
just winked at you too, which I didn't mean to do. My eye kind of does whatever it wants.
So the indoor activity was faith
Oh
and
yeah.
endurance. I do remember showing this, and
Yeah, I think you did, but
I put in the star and did some of the greenery. So that was on Saturday.
that looks almost done though, isn't it?
It is almost done. It is. It's one of those. I also have it on my year of whips,
Oh, nice.
which I'm like, maybe I should have put something else on my year of whips in its place. But it'll be a finish, and I'll be thankful.
There you go.
So on the 22nd, the number 4 was called, and that is the smallest, my smallest whip. And for my smallest whip, I chose the smallest out of the 6 that I was doing.
Uh-huh.
And it is Progress. Would you believe that I've been calling this thing the wrong name for over?
Yes.
So this week, I actually completed the whole green block.
Oh my gosh, it is so close. What is this one called? Because you said you've been calling it by the wrong name.
Well, I've been calling it Progressive Pride Flag. It's actually Progress.
Okay.
Pride Flag. And I am working my way up the flag. So yellow will be the next color to go.
Is that just kind of fill in then at this point?
Yes, it's
So
all
good for
yes, it was
calls
really
and
good
stuff.
for Bringo. I'm also using it for, so I'm in another Facebook group, Road Warriors.
Oh yeah.
And I'm stitching my way up the East Coast. So I've used it quite a bit in that group also.
Great. Yeah, that one's getting really close.
Yeah, just in 1 week, I put in over 300 stitches, almost 400 stitches.
Wow. And is that
It's almost
DMC?
yes, it's all called for DMC, and I'm stitching it on a 16 count maybe 14 count. It's a 14 count graceful gray.
Oh, nice. Nice. Pretty. Yeah, I like that one.
That's also the one that's going to be a gift.
Oh, perfect. Yeah.
And it was also called for, so it was called for number 4 and number 21, which is reminds you of a holiday.
Mm-hmm.
And Pride is a holiday for people that celebrate it.
Yep.
So my next whip was number 11. And it is with an animal. And that is, I'm sorry. I forgot. I'm not even showing the charts.
Oh, that's okay. Oh, there we go. Yep.
And the animal is 310. And this one also is going to be, the one thing about Bringo is it will push your whips. If you, like this year was the first year that I have done it like this.
Yep.
With using a select amount of whips. And man, it pushes your whips right to.
Really far. Yeah.
Yeah. So this time I put in the top of the house.
So good. Yeah. And I know your goal on this one is to finish it before StitchCon this year.
Yes. So it'll be getting some good work in these next few months because I want it. Both this and the Pride flag I want done before
June or yeah. That looks great. Yeah, you mentioned that last year, I think, when we started on that StitchCon piece. I said, "Oh, that's a really good goal." And so after you said it, I made the same goal that like, yeah, that's I don't want it lingering either. I think that's what you said. I want it lingering to 2025 and then you had this 2022 piece.
Right. That you needed. And I was wondering, which I don't get any firsthand information or anything, but it'll be interesting to see if Sue Hill does this again for 2023.
Yeah.
Okay, just a couple of more. I stitch a lot.
Bringo, I always find during like Bringo months, I do so much stitching.
And you'll be like, why can't I do this amount of stitching? I know when I was talking to EJ, I said it's going to be interesting. I'm waiting until the end of January to see what my stitch totals are.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. Because now that I'm counting stitches, it'll be easy for me to come up with those.
You do stats, see what your best month is.
Yeah. It'll be January. At least until I get to September, and then it'll be January/September.
Right, for ABC Go.
The next whip is a whip with trees or flowers, and that is Home Sampler.
Oh, yeah, it's both trees and flowers.
Yeah.
You get bonus points.
I had never done a sampler before, so I thought this would be the closest thing that I would ever get to a sampler. Lo and behold. But here is where I am now.
Oh, yes.
And I put in another one of the flowers, and now I'm putting in all of the words.
Home is where mem are.
Memories are made.
Oh, got it. That's beautiful. I love the bright colors.
Thank you. Yeah. This is by Doreen Jones, and it's on a 28 count with called for DMC.
Oh, nice.
She picks very bright colors when she's charting things. And oftentimes they're just, not just, I try to stop saying just DMC.
Yeah.
They're DMCs, and you would be like, oh my goodness, they're so pretty.
Yeah. I like DMC a lot.
Okay. So the next couple of whips were not on Bringo because I got a blackout.
Yay! Congratulations! Did you post your picture?
Yes, ma'am, I did.
Okay.
Posted them on the 26th, like boom, boom, boom.
Perfect.
And let me just say this. There's only one bad thing about Bringo and ABC Go.
Okay.
The next morning after it's over with, you get up and like, what am I going to work on? I literally got up the morning of the 26th and was like, I don't have nobody to tell me what to do.
What am I supposed to do?
What am I working on? So
I have thought, because we have a lot of new people in Magazine Monthly Challenge. Every year, right, leading up to Bringo, we get, a lot of people join because they hear about Bringo. And some people thought it was every single month, which at one point I was like, oh my gosh, that sounds exhausting. On the other hand, I'm like, but if somebody wants me to call out numbers every day, I could just call out numbers.
Yeah, that would
Like,
be
it's
like
easy enough to do that piece.
And it wouldn't be like it would be a hard thing to do. It's similar to the wheel thing.
Yeah. Yeah.
And so I was like, but then I got to take time to put it on the wheel. I'm not doing all of that.
Yeah.
I'll just call you and be like, what's today's number?
What should I do today? I'll be like, number 12.
So I started for 2023 which I am so excited. I have learned that I started Sunday Stitches Amazing Grace by Heartstring Samplery.
Yes, that's beautiful.
And inside information, she's coming out with all of them in a booklet for markets.
Really?
Yes.
Nice.
I'm so excited. It was on her Instagram, so I'm not giving anything away.
Right.
But I have been using this also for the Whip Warriors challenge, and so this is where I am now. I'm almost at the me. So so I'm almost done with the very top line and the top line of the works.
That's so pretty.
And this is being stitched on a 16 count from my stash.
And
I'm using the call for it's Weeks Dye Works and Classic Color Works. It's just 3 flosses though, so it's great.
That's nice. Yeah, it's so pretty. Oh, I can't wait to see that one build up.
That was my New Year, New Start also. So I've been really keeping up with it. And then, so I worked on also, I have a lot, sorry.
No, that's great.
So for my birthday, a group of us got together and we have been working on Meridian's Design teeny weeny bikinis.
Oh my.
I know it's flashy. This is the January bikini.
Okay. It's cute.
And so I restarted mine at Stitch Away, and this is where I am now.
Okay.
So I just got one part of the little top.
Yeah.
This fabric was a gift fabric, and it was hand dyed, I believe. And the floss is DMC. Pretty. So now I'm working on the other half of the bikini top.
That'll be so fun once it's done.
I know, I can't wait. It calls for Krynic, but I think I'm going to use Petite Treasure Braid because I have that.
Okay. Yeah, that should be fine. And was there like a charm or something in the center of that?
Oh, yes. I don't know. I can hold it up. Yes, there is a big diamond hanging from the
cleavage.
Yeah, well, and it's better than tassels. Let me just say that. What did I do with it? It's in here somewhere. Oh, here it is. So I don't know if you can see that. That's what'll be hanging from.
Yeah. Oh, that's pretty.
The middle
part. A little flashy. Flash.
And when I get it finished, the top is made into the bra is snowflakes.
Oh, that's cute.
That's what the Krynic and the beads make up
for January. Yeah,
when you finish it.
That's cute.
And then I also worked on, so I needed to stitch 100 stitches in the group that I'm in for the Whip Warriors,
Mhm.
a project with a town. So
Okay.
I was initially supposed to stitch 150 stitches, but if I had a whip with a town, I only needed to stitch 100. So boom,
Perfect. Oh yeah.
down at the bottom.
There you go.
And so here is where I got to yesterday. I put it in 100 stitches.
Nice. Is that a new start?
It was a new start for Christmas Day.
Okay. Got it.
And the fabric is a 40 count Seraphim Jack Frost. And I am using my own color conversion because it calls for all gentle arts.
Okay. How's the 40 count for you? You nice.
I love it. One thread. Oh my God. I know you can't fathom the thought.
I cannot
Oh,
fathom that.
what shall I do?
One thread.
You'll never be able to do a one thread anything, poor thing.
I
I did
know.
work on my half the fun, but I can't seem to locate it.
Okay.
I'll have to show it another time. So then the last thing I worked on is our friend EJ.
I know. I've heard of her. What'd she do now?
Well, she has said that I need, because I finished Bucky the Snowman
Yeah.
with 94 stitches. I was so happy. I was like ecstatic. I marked it off on my whip go. It's done.
Yeah. I
But
would
she
agree.
was like, you still got stitches to go because it didn't take 700 stitches to finish him.
See, I would have said you're done if it's either 700 stitches or a finish, whichever comes first.
But I didn't put that down. I put 700 stitches. So what I decided to do was pick up some of my some more patterns that are closest to a finish and work on
Okay.
those. And so
Oh,
I am model stitching these for keepsakes. So I worked on February, and here is where I am so far. I put in like 116 stitches in this morning.
that is so darling. It's so tiny.
It is. It's on a 16 count Charles Craft Ada, but
Uh-huh.
I did change. So he has all the border in Weeks Dye Works brown, like it's brown.
Oh, okay.
And
No,
I'm
I
like,
like yours a lot.
not for Valentine's Day, you don't. Grapevine. She had it. She has the words and the border in grapevine, and I was like, not for Valentine's Day. So
Yeah.
I made the change. And the change that I made is cherry tomato.
Okay. Yeah, no, I like that a lot. That's darling. You're so little.
It is very, very little. And I have stitched. So I stitched the fall months and the up to December, and I love stitching these little things. So I'll probably at some point start them and stitch them for myself too.
Yeah. Why not?
Yeah, because they're uh, you know now.
Is that how fast you stitch in real life?
I wish, man. I wish. Let me
That'd be
tell you.
great.
I know. It'd be like
Two
no
different
time at
projects
all.
at the same time.
Well, I'm kind of left hand challenged, but that right hand boy, I'd be going.
There you
Those
go.
are those are all the whips I had.
That's great. Are you doing 25/7 this month?
Yes, I am, and I'm also working on the square dances for
Got it.
25/7.
That makes
Yeah,
sense.
yeah.
Great. Thank you. That's a
Thank
lot.
you.
Um, I also have some whips. So my 25/7 piece is for this month is Happy New Year by the Victoria Sampler.
I can do over one.
I figured it out. And so I'm working in this. So I have this scene is done, and I'm working in this like in between. before I get to the Father Time scene.
I thought that those charts had way more specialty stitches than they do. I would have picked those to stitch too. They're super cute. Like
They're really
yours is
cute.
super super cute.
Yes. Um, and I think I've said before, I like it for 25/7 because when I was struggling with this, it was only 25 minutes. So what I did this week is I kind of finished up this little border. It's hard to see, but there's like 3 layers in this border, and then there's
Mhm.
another like what is it? One of the one of the stitches where you open the holes in, and that's in a Krynet glittery. And then I came down
Like
here and
that,
I
that's chronic.
yeah, yeah, I don't know if you can tell. And I came down here and started this row, which will have another layer on top of that as well.
It is so cute.
Thanks. I mean, I've gotten a lot done just working on at 25 because this border wasn't even done at the beginning of the month. So I've gotten all that done. Just I haven't worked on it every day. I think so far it's like 4 days I haven't even worked on it.
Yeah, it is so. When you showed the singers and the singers and the band, I was like, oh my goodness, that's cute.
Yeah, I really like this one with the balloons.
And you would think it would be so fiddly because it's just like 5 stitches, 6 stitches, 5 stitches, six
Yeah,
stitches. But
it goes fast when you can sit and focus on it.
have you decided against the hardanger? I know when you first pulled it out, you was like, I don't know that I'm doing the hardanger part.
I think I'm not going to do it. I mean, I think I might do something. There's another pattern I have that has some intricate stitching down here, but not actually hardanger. If I snip the wrong thread, I just feel like
Do they have the directions for the hardanger in the chart?
they do.
And,
Yep. And they give
and
you
you
good
still think you
pictures.
might mess it up?
I mean, yeah, I think
So
I
here's
could.
a thought. Here's a thought. Get you a scrap piece of cloth
Yeah,
and do it on a scrap piece of cloth and then go and do it on your piece.
practice. You mean practice it? Yeah. I haven't quite decided yet, like, because it is really pretty. Um, yeah,
And it gives a finish to the bottom.
right, right. Like I said, there are other charts I have of hers that have a bottom that I think it's all specialty stitches, so I might adapt that. I'll see how bold I feel when I get there. Um, then my next piece was for the indoor activity, and this is stained glass window. This is by Tangled Threads and Things in the April 2021 issue. Just cross stitch. And this is going to be a gift also. But here is where I'm at. So I started in
Oh,
on the cross itself because I think I have most of the like yellow and oranges done, and then down here is the flowers and then the cross. So we're getting there.
how many different shades of red, brown are there?
4, I think, 3 or 4.
Oh,
Yeah, yeah. It's a lot of counting and shading.
yeah. It's beautiful though. It is
Thank you.
really beautiful.
Thank you. Yeah, I like that one. I think my friend that I'm gifting it to will really like it as well. We had 24 hours of cross stitch weekend last weekend. I don't know if you participated or not. No, fair enough. I got my 18 hours in, just barely, but I did get 18 hours in. And so I worked on the Bringo calls and then I worked on my Heaven and Earth design. So I pulled out Cardinal Cottage. This is artwork by Donna Gelsinger. And I'm way up here in the corner. No, over here in the corner. Backwards for me.
You
I don't know
moved over
what.
to the other corner.
And I'll put a picture, Candy, if you don't mind, I'm going to put a picture over your face right now in editing of where I was at the beginning of January on this piece. And then here I am now. So I just did a lot more fill-in. I did a total of 1,023 stitches over the 3 days of the weekend. It still doesn't really look like anything to me because I'm still up in that background, but I am now at 1.45% done.
Woohoo! You have moved into the whole numbers.
I know, that's exciting, right? Can you even imagine when I'm at like 2% done?
I know.
So I just filled in, I just tried to fill in a lot of the ninja stitches, as you call them, you know, that had holes, and just went from there. Yeah. And this is just on 18 count Ada, which I like for my Hades. And then, you know, your friend EJ is also working on the winter montage. This is artwork by Janet Stever. I am doing the one that's started by Pain Free Crafts, which is the full coverage one, as a stitching mommy. But EJ is doing a Janling kit, which is slightly different, same idea, but just slightly different. So
she loves it also. So she loves that piece. You do too. So it's really to see the differences is like they both love them.
Yeah, I was like, wow, this is going really slow compared to EJ's. I was like, you didn't tell me there was so many, like, so much confetti and color changes. She had no sympathy for me, actually. So this is where I am. I got 262 stitches in it last Sunday. So I worked on this for seasonal Sundays. I'm at 0.62% done.
Come on, you're almost to the whole number.
So you can see there's a leaf there, almost done. And then what Sarah from Stitchy Mommy did is she went all the way down to where the berries are. And I think I might do that. So then at least I know how long this particular box is going to be and then work my way out. So maybe that's what I'll work on tomorrow, is kind of carrying it down a little bit.
Isn't it always great to have somebody that's also working on something the same, and you can like feed off of each other, like good tips and go down here and look at this. And
yes, it's really nice having, and it's really fun having, you know, EJ do the other one so that people can compare. I think both are going to be beautiful. I think their color, EJ's colors are a little bit brighter. So her overall piece, I think, will be a little bit brighter and mine will be a little bit more muted. So,
yeah,
you know, at that point, it's just stylistic. What do you prefer?
Yeah, it's beautiful. It's going to be beautiful.
Thank you.
And God bless all of y'all, because
you want to do it. You want to join us? You can join us at any time. This is not an exclusive thing.
She's always trying to get me to join her big projects.
I am. I've always tried. Then I pulled out Winter Birds by Twin Peak Primitives.
I love this thing. If I had seen that chart before I started my snowman for Twin Peak Primitives month, I'd stitched that chart. I love that.
I love it. This one was for whips with an animal and whip with a flower tree. And I'm so close to a finish on this.
Oh my goodness.
I was trying last night to get a finish and I didn't. I need one more day. So this is where I'm at. So I got the whole house done, I think, since last time I saw you.
Yep.
And I got this whole border is now done. I got all that done. And I started on this tree last night. So I just have to finish up the tree. And there's a moon and just a few snowflakes, and then it will be done. So what I think I'm going to do is I'm going to move some stuff, some plans around for the end of the month. So I think one more day and I can get this done. So I'm going to do that this week. So hopefully we'll have a finish next week. And this is just on 28 count Dove Gray.
Every time you say that, I think about us being at StitchCon getting that Dove Gray.
That's what I'm using.
We both got a chunk of that.
I love it. It goes with everything. It's such a good neutral. Yeah. So that's Winter Birds. Love it. That house was surprisingly not terrible.
Oh.
I mean, it went pretty fast considering it's a house.
Yeah, considering it's a house.
Yeah. So As far as houses go, that one's not so bad. And then my last piece that I worked on was a Christmas celebration. This is my Restart legitimate kit by Dimensions Gold. This was for reminds you of a holiday. This one reminds me of a holiday. And I'm using the kit floss, but I changed the fabric to just 32 count white Lugana. That's
Oh,
where I'm at. You see it, start to see the chimneys coming in there, and the trees kind of are showing up in the background.
that is going to be gorgeous. And the fact that you're just using the two strands like
Hmm.
the way you like it. Yeah,
Yeah.
it's going to be gorgeous.
Yeah, it's I have another I don't know if people remember because it's been a long time since I pulled it out, but there's a Dimensions kit I have called Scenic Farm. Um and I think I'm gonna restart that one for the third time and do full crosses. Isn't there isn't much done on it and I don't work on it. And then I think, well, why am I not working on it? And I think it's because yeah, and some of the sections that I worked on, I mean, in the directions it says use 4 strands. And I'm not I mean, the kit comes with 14 count Ada, right? So technically, I suppose
So
that
you can really use that on that, but
I
this
don't.
goes this goes right back to stitch on what makes you happy.
Yeah.
Don't go around just if you know
Yep.
14 count doesn't make you happy, go for what makes you happy.
Yep. Yep. And the strands and just the full X's for me. I mean, I'll do the back stitch and all that, of course, but um, yeah. And I got that idea because the fake kit that I got originally of this one, or the counterfeit kit, that's what they had. They had all X's, 2 strands. And I don't know if I would have thought of that if I hadn't had the fake kit first, but and then all of a sudden it's like, wait, I mean, it'll look a little different, but I think it'll still be pretty.
Yeah, because dimensions yeah. It is a known fact that dimensions kits have you do different threads,
Mm-hmm.
thread counts, different stitches, all of that. And so just to know the difference. But if you're new to cross stitching and you go out looking for something, you just don't know. So I was
Yeah.
glad when you said that. I actually ended up with a chart that was counterfeit. And the whole time you were talking about that, I was like, mm-hmm. And I still have the chart. Like
Yeah.
I'm not going to stitch it because it's unethical. I
Yeah.
know it's a counterfeit. They duped me, but
Yeah.
I'm not going to stitch it. And so it's a
Yeah.
shame that people resort to that kind of stuff.
It really is. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's bad. So that's everything I worked on this week.
You got a lot of stitching in too, Missy.
Oh, it's good. It's good. Um, did you have any haul or stitchy kindness from this week?
I do. So I am stayed in it was Carolyn's idea that I got into the fabric. That's not fair. It was Carolyn's idea that I got into the rogue fabric.
Oh yeah, that was my idea.
But
Ooh,
this
that's a
year
pretty
I
one.
changed my counts and
Okay,
I am now getting 36 count, and this is 36 count freeze.
that's beautiful. Oh my gosh, that
And
will go with everything.
it is so funny. So this is actually the fabric name of what I'll be stitching the JBW design sampler on.
Okay. Oh, funny.
Except for I got the same fabric, 36 count, the whole shebang. So
Oh,
now I
that's
have a
funny.
whole fat quarter of it.
That's good. That's
That
a
was,
really nice neutral because that will go with so many pieces.
yeah.
Yeah.
And it has great modeling, so I just have to watch, where I put white stitches at.
Yeah.
And then I watch it's called Chantel 141.
Yeah.
And
Mystery make along. That sounds fun.
so she did it for Christmas, and then I happened to have been watching, and she did it for winter.
Okay.
And so if you don't mind, I'm going to show the pieces that, so spoiler alert, if you haven't
Okay.
received yours yet.
Okay. Thank you.
So it came with, it's a pre-order and then, it ships to you once they're all made.
Okay.
But it came with this round frame
Oh, that's cute.
with the scallop on the edge.
Yeah.
It also then came with this piece that looks like a piece of paper with the scallop on the bottom.
And is
Now, these
that's
are
wood?
all mounting board, yes, and they're wood.
Okay. Oh, that's fun.
And they make these.
Okay.
And then there's this frame.
Well, that's pretty. I love the kind of scalloped edges.
Yeah, and it can go either way.
Oh, yeah, yeah, yeah.
And then there's this little paddle.
That's cute. That's perfect for Valentine's Day.
Yeah, I thought so too. Now I just need to get my Valentine's finish and put it on there.
Mm-hmm.
And then there was this, there was two others. Sorry about the crinkling, everyone. So they both came with these little,
Oh, I love those.
and there was a round.
Okay. Nice. And you could easily paint those because they're just wood, right?
Yep.
Oh, yeah. Oh my gosh.
And you got two of the stands.
Okay. What a
So
neat idea.
you can go out. It's Chantel 141.
Is that
Chantel's 141.
is that on Etsy or on Facebook or just
She is on Etsy.
okay. I will link that down below, her shop anyway. So that if you want to see, I
Yeah,
don't know if there's any more in stock, but maybe the next round, maybe.
right. And so some of them will end up in her Etsy shop, and then there's some that are just exclusive to the people that pre-ordered them.
Okay.
But if you are into finishing or tired of making pillows or whatever the
Yeah.
case may be, she has some great products.
Great. I will
So
link.
I have one more palm wall, and then I have two stitchy kindness. So I showed this on my Instagram.
Oh, that's so cute. Oh my gosh. That is
So I
so
can't, it
cute.
says no peeking, but if you must, please refrain from posting on social media.
Is that what is that?
This is the gathering of nuts.
So this is the Acorns and Threads 1 day retreat, which is happening tomorrow.
Tomorrow.
See, I haven't even seen that yet because I'm attending in person. So I don't even have that. Oh, that is so cute. Candy's attending over Zoom. So there was a Zoom option or an in-person option. So if you were attending over Zoom, they mailed you your items.
They
Uh,
they even mailed me my name tag. They sent along two charms. They are so great. So you can tell her I said this when you see her. Like I even got a raffle ticket.
that's
They
right.
was,
Yep.
even the Zoom people they get to participate in all aspects
Everything.
of the
Yep.
gathering.
Yep.
And so I was just like, woo!
Yep. The name tags, somebody makes those name tags. And then the idea is that instead of like they're made out of fabric. And so
I know. So when I saw it, when it came yesterday, I was like, oh my goodness. I can imagine like how many of these do you have to make? But I mean, they're really good quality. It won't, the magnet is on there, the whole shebang. So I'll
yeah,
be
and the
wearing
idea is
mine
that
tomorrow.
yeah, and the idea is that each time you attend, you bring your own name tag because they right, so they're not remaking them every time. They're making it for new attendees who maybe not already have a name tag. And then the charm you got, you sew it onto your name tag and you try to collect charms.
Okay.
So each charm so they have like a charm that will signify a certain event that they have. And so you
So
try
this,
to fill up your name tag with the charms. Yeah.
well, as long as they're doing Zoom retreats that I can attend, I'll be doing them.
Yeah.
And they were super friendly when I called and placed the order. And then,
Yeah.
bless the lady's heart, she, for whatever reason, I didn't give them my mailing address. I don't know. So she
Okay.
had to send me an email to get it. And but it got here and everything was great. And no, I can't wait for tomorrow.
It'll be fun. Yeah. I think the
Yeah.
Zoom, they do a really nice job of the Zoom retreats as well. So,
Well, that's good to know because I've never done a Zoom retreat before. But
yeah.
I figured, to start with one.
Yeah. And it's a 1 day. So it's pretty
Yeah,
much
it's not too
easy.
terrible. I'll have all my housework done before it starts, so I can
That's
just
right. We were talking
lounge.
about the time change earlier because you're 3 hours ahead of us. So you have your morning, right?
Yeah,
I'll have just enough time to swing by Starbucks on my way in, and that's about it because it starts at 10 a.m. for us on the West Coast,
yeah.
which
And
is I
then,
know lunchtime for you.
yeah,
You
like
get up
I'll be
so
ready to
early.
eat lunch. Like, oh my goodness. I had a wonderful subscriber send me a beautiful mug.
Oh, oh, that's the print. It says, "Dearly
Yeah,
beloved, we are gathered here today
and
to get through this thing called life."
then it
XO.
says XO Prince. I was like, oh,
I love, and that's such a beautiful mug. I mean, I love
it
a,
is.
well, I like something to hang on to, like a good handle.
Yes. I was like, am I going to use this or am I just going to decorate with it? And
Hmm.
it also came with tea,
Oh, that's so sweet.
nice tea. I know I
Mhm.
was super shocked. Um, and the card. And then there's a whole, oh, look. So the subscriber that sent it to me is from Idaho.
Okay.
She sent me a little Idaho potato
Oh my
needle
God, it's a
minder.
potato. That is so cute.
It's so cute.
That is so cute. I love that. What a
And then there
thoughtful
was
gift.
all these little candies in there, and they're called fruit and berry medley, and they're from Italy, but they're
Oh,
like,
oh yeah, I've seen those before. Well, aren't you just fancy?
I know, I was super excited. I was like, oh my gosh, it was it came yesterday, and I really needed it yesterday. Like
Yeah,
when you need something to come, something comes, and so.
that's amazing. How
And then
thoughtful.
I had one more. Another subscriber sent me this beautiful needle
Oh,
minder.
wow. Yeah, that's beautiful.
And then kitted up charts that I can
Oh,
either give away on my channel
oh, wow.
or,
Love family home. Oh, pretty. Oh, with all the floss and everything.
yep.
Wow.
And then this prairie schooler she sent for me
Uh-huh. Nice.
and Barbara Anna that actually came with anchor flosses. Am I holding it upside down now? That's the Barbara Anna chart.
Oh, that's pretty.
Carolyn, can we pause for a second?
Yes, we can. And we're back. Um,
So those were all my small acts of kindness, and
Wonderful.
thank you.
Yeah.
It always is so humbling and heart just full when people that you have never met in person, but you have a connection with through this medium is just so. It's almost overwhelming
Yeah.
to have people be so kind. You know what I mean?
It's a very generous community. I mean, I'm always
Very,
shocked by
very, very, very. Me
the
too.
time and just the amount that they devote to one another and the help, right? And
Yeah,
it's amazing.
because you can say one little thing on a floss tube,
Hmm.
and then they'll come right back and say, "No, if you do it this way,
Yes. Yeah, I've
it'll
learned
work much
so,
better."
yeah. when I'm also always like, you say one thing and people remember it, right? Like, oh, I remember you said that you like, I mean, I know I talk about like the color blue a lot, but they're like, oh, I remember you like daisies and the color blue. And I'm like, people remember that. And it's
Yeah.
just
Well,
so touching.
well, I have not worked on Purple Rain. I'm actually going to restart Purple Rain.
Oh, you are.
Yes. Unlike you, my dear, I do not, I'm not enjoying working on 18 count with two threads. I thought that I would eventually get past it, but I am not. And
Yeah.
there's going to be so much time and devotion put into that piece.
Yep.
Plus, it's purple and it's Prince.
Yep.
I gotta
Gotta
love
do
it.
it. You gotta do it the way you want to. Yep.
Um, and I haven't worked on it in months. But for her to see this cut and remember,
Yes.
because she in the note it says, "Here's some inspiration for when you're working on Purple Rain." Like,
Oh my gosh.
you're going through a store, but you remember that I am working on a piece called Purple Rain, and that I love purple, and that I love Prince, and you pick up a mug and fill it with goodies and send it halfway across the country
Right. Right.
is just humbling.
Yeah. That's a
When you
yeah.
even get people that live right next door to you to say hello.
Right.
You know what
Right.
I mean?
Yeah.
It's humbling. It really it gives you faith though in humanity still.
Yeah. Yeah.
You have people that don't even speak to you,
Right.
but then someone clear across the country thinks of you and sends you a gift. It is wonderful. It's a
Right.
wonderful community, and I am so happy to be a part of it.
Yeah. This community is so special for any number of reasons.
Yeah, so many, and it's not just about the gift.
Right.
Don't get me wrong.
Yeah.
It's the thought,
Right.
the
Right.
mere fact that you even thought about me working on Purple Rain
Right.
or
And the
on this or
comments.
that, or you
Yeah.
know,
Yeah.
um, that's what it is.
Yeah.
It is very, it's mind blowing for a person like me that has dealt with a lot.
Mhm.
It's mind blowing to know that there are people like that in the world.
Yeah. Yeah. It's a very special place to be, isn't it?
Yeah, it is. It is a great place to be.
You're gonna get me all sentimental and mushy.
I know. I was like, okay,
We can't have
don't.
that. No sentimental Flosstube.
No cinnamon. There's no crying in cross stitch. Didn't somebody say that? It feels like
Maybe.
somebody has said that. There's no crying in cross stitch.
There's no crying cross
So
stitch.
I'll be interested in trying these teas. I have been picking up teas. Bali. Oh, a Tai Chi. It doesn't
I'm,
say Tai Chi. It says, but
I
I
was like,
switched the
isn't
words
that the
around.
movement?
It's well, that's what he's doing, Tai Chi.
He is doing chai.
So
It's chai tea. Oh, that is confusing.
okay, so see, that's what I was saying, like Tai Chi, and then I'm like Tai
Chai
Chi.
tea.
It's Thai Chai tea.
Doing
So this
tai chi. You can do your tai chi while drinking your
this is
chai
your Chai
tea.
tea. Yeah, that's good right there. That's good.
Oh, that's what. And you can. So are you gonna frog Purple Rain then?
I am. I'm what I'm going to do is this is what I'm going to do first. I'm going to flip it over
Uh-huh.
and restart it, and
At
then
the
as
other
I
end.
go down through, as I'm
Smart.
working on it, I'll frog a little and then stitch a little, frog a little, stitch a little.
Oh,
So
that's smart.
yeah,
Yeah. So you
yeah,
could drink your chai tea out of your mug while restarting it.
yeah. That's yeah. That would be with the scissors. Yeah, I'll do all those moves while I do all of that.
Yes. And think about how difficult it is to say that.
Yeah,
Yeah,
because man, that's a tongue twister right there.
it is. It
Tai
is.
chi, tai chi, tai chi, tai chi. Yeah, see, because if you think about it, you know what I mean. Like if you
Yeah,
don't think about it, you end up saying chai chi, chai chi. Chai
Well,
tea.
and then you were looking at the picture as you were saying it, so your brain was like, "No, that's Tai Chi."
Yeah, not chai tea. They did that on purpose to confuse us.
They did. I'm pretty sure they did. So I have no haul this week.
Oh, you're saving your money for tomorrow?
I'm saving my money for tomorrow. Yes. And Market is coming up, this little thing called Market. So
Yeah.
I'm trying to be better this year. We'll see. I kept saying like
Mhm.
at the beginning, I'm like, okay, I'm gonna be really um careful with my new starts too, because I had so many new starts last year. And I'm like, I already had three in January. I think I have another three scheduled for February or March. I'm like, okay, I gotta cut this down.
Last year I was kind of giving you a pass because I was like, Jen Hicks Creates is roping her in with all of these new
She
stars.
really was.
But now, Missy,
No, I have a reasonable explanation
oh,
of
I'm gonna
other
say,
people to blame for most of these.
oh, there are others to blame.
There
Okay,
are other people to blame.
I know because in 1 week I was like, how many did she start? How many new starts does she have in this week?
Oh my gosh, it was ridiculous.
But you got to do what makes you happy,
Yeah, yeah,
even if you don't go back to it. If you started it, it made you happy. If you never even get back to it, be like, ah, it made me happy for that day. I'm good.
yeah. Well, and so many of these pieces. So this year, I really am trying to focus on finishing pieces, and and I'm pulling out some loves, some old loves of mine.
Yeah.
Um, but should we talk about plans? Because I'll get to that old loves of mine and plans. But do you have
Oh,
do you have February plans?
let me tell you about my February plans. So, the leaders of the monthly magazine Cross Stitch Challenge group
I
have
hear they're
great.
wonderful people.
They are the best. Let me just tell you, like there is no one like them at all.
Your check will be in the mail for saying that.
Thank you very much. So the February magazine monthly challenge, the theme is beach,
Mhm.
and the acrostic is wave.
Not that kind of wave.
No. However, February is also Black History Month.
Yes,
And me being me, I was like, and I'm a good beach person,
I know.
I'm
I
a
thought of
beach
you when we
person.
came up with that one.
So, but because I am also African American and celebrate Black History Month, I took, so for the theme beach, I made sure that the theme was out of a magazine. And this is just Cross Stitch August 2020. And here's what the front of it looks like.
Uh-huh.
And the project that I will be doing is,
Oh, that's cute. That's really cute.
it is called Surf and Sand,
Hmm.
and it is by Kim Beamish.
Beamish, yeah. Okay. That's
And it's
pretty.
actually it's a pen keep because they have the scissor fob and
Uh-huh.
the pen keep. I'm going to do the pen keep.
The pinky. Okay. That's so pretty. That looks so much. I mean, that just looks like you, right? Like your
Yeah.
decor style. Yeah.
Yeah, that's me right there.
Take me to the beach.
Take me to the beach. But for the acrostic, I have chosen some charts for Black History Month.
Yeah,
So the
great.
first chart that I chose was Woman of Honor Sampler, and it is by Rebel Stitcher Designs, and
Hmm.
she released this at StitchCon when
Hmm.
we were there.
Hmm.
And I had started it for AB Singo, and this is what it looks like.
Yeah, I have that one
And she
too.
does have her own website. Carolyn.
Yes.
So that is for the W in Wave.
Are you changing any of the names or anything like that, or are you doing it
I
as Terry?
am I am leaving the names. However, I am going to incorporate my mother into one of the names.
Yeah.
I could do a whole sampler of just women that I know, like, and just do. I'd have like a bed sheet
Yeah.
of women that have helped me, enabled me,
Yeah.
saved my life on a many occasion, all of that. But the only name, and I'm not even going to, so it's not going to have my mother's name in it. It's actually going to be my initials and then her
Oh,
initials
I
in
love
there.
that. Yeah. Okay. So yeah, I love
I was
that.
trying to figure out another way to incorporate my daughter's initials in there.
Hmm. You could maybe replace some of those motifs at the bottom.
This one would probably be the one that would most.
Hmm. Yep. So yeah,
So
yeah,
I'll have to contact Colleen and see, like, well, how can I move this down to incorporate another circle in there
yeah,
in
yeah,
order to keep it balanced?
yep. Because I have that one too, and I also thought about putting a lot of the names of like the women in my life or in my family. Um, but then it got kind of overwhelming, and like the whole piece, kind of like what you're saying, the whole piece would just be, which is not necessarily bad, but I also really
Right,
admire and respect these women on here. So I want to
right.
keep these names on here too.
Which is why, and then in the chances that it ended up at Goodwill, it would still mean something to someone else,
Yeah,
but
yeah,
still have my initials and my mother's initials and maybe my youngest daughter's initials.
yeah. Have a nod
Or
to
if my
the,
youngest daughter ended up with it, it would mean, you know what I mean?
yeah,
It would mean
yep,
something.
yep.
So,
Very nice.
yeah,
a good piece.
I do too. And I'm hoping to get it on. Right now, the struggle is how many stitches to put in on it for the month. You know what I mean?
700.
Don't even trip here. First of all, okay. So that was so the A is for African woman, and that is my Freedom 1865 lady.
Oh yes, 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 yes. I remember when you started this.
And right now I have
Oh my gosh, you have
she
so
needs a
much done.
head and she needs a torso and some arms and a head.
Yes, she does.
So I have marked this as a fit for a finish in February this year.
Okay, great. Who is the designer of that one?
I'm sorry, it is the primitive hair.
Primitive Hair. Okay.
And I'm stitching it on a 16 count with the called for DMCs.
Is this one on your year of whips, or is it just for a finish in February?
Just for a finish in February. So that was for A. And then for the letter V, I have Visionary, and that is. I have to put something in these.
Oh,
Harriet Tubman.
yeah, I love that one. And that's Primitive Hair as well.
Yes. And here is where that is. That face has got a lot of confetti in it. There are a
Oh, I
lot of
bet.
different colors in that face. So,
Yeah.
and she is being stitched on a 16 count also.
Mm-hmm. Pretty.
So that is for the letter V. And then for the letter E, it is Elegant Lady. And I am working on Bella Butterfly.
Oh, yes, that's beautiful. I love that one too.
This is also my whip go call for the month of February.
Oh, that worked out perfect.
Yes,
So is that one's 700 stitches, right? Because it's a whip go.
yes. Ooh, which it's not, it's funny when you put when you say those things out loud and then you actually start doing it,
Yeah.
because I've put 700 stitches into one of the Bringo pieces this month. And it was
Okay.
a whip go call. And so it worked out good. And
Yeah.
here's where I am. I have her neck.
Okay.
So 700 stitches is going to do her a world of good.
Yes. Yep. That'll be great to see.
And I still have another whip go call, but I don't know what it's going to be yet. It's a whip that wasn't touched in 2022.
Oh, I like that.
But I don't know what it's going to be yet.
Nice.
Oh, and I have one more that I'm going to slide in. I just received this one. It was on the freebie table at Stitch Away,
Uh-huh.
and I'm going to start it. And it is Maya Angelou.
Oh, yes. I remember when that one came out. It's a beautiful one. I love her.
Yep, me too. So I'm going to start this. It doesn't look. I kept trying to put it in for the beach. I'm like, oh, the Salty Stitcher lives on the beach. Blah blah blah.
What?
And my friend said, "Is it from a magazine?" I said, "Oh,
Who said
okay.
that? Me?
No, my other friend."
It doesn't have to be from a magazine.
I know, but I'm trying to. Y'all made the rules that we needed to get back to a little bit more magazine stitching,
Try. Yeah. We want you
and
to
so
try.
I'm gonna live with it. So my Andrew won't get as many stitches as like the others will, but she's
Yeah.
gonna get started at least during the
Get
month.
started.
Yeah. So
Great.
those are my plans for the month of February.
Excellent. That's good. I really like how you combined the Black History Month pieces with the acrostic and theme. So you're kind of still participating in both. And
Yeah,
yeah, that's great.
it worked out really good. I was thankful.
Yeah. Well, the piece you're going to see a lot of in February from me is Lovebirds.
I just
Uh,
saw that in the magazine.
it's from a magazine. It is from 2021, February 2021, just cross stitch.
Girl, it's got the little yellow sticker on there. You're going to have to blur that
I thought I
out.
was covering up my address. I think it's an old address anyway.
It is.
Yeah, it is an old address.
Both of them stickers is old addresses.
Yeah. Oh, got it. Yeah. So this is going to be for my theme and my acrostic and my 25/7 piece because I want it done. This is on my year of whips. So theme is beach. So birds live on the beach. Maybe not these particular birds, but birds do live on the beach.
They sure do. You better work that right there. That's good. That was good.
And then let me see how I did this. For the W in wave, oh, let me show it to you first. I dropped it on the ground. I have to see which way it goes. Okay, it goes this way. This is all I have done so far.
Mm,
And I want it
nice.
finished, maybe not this month, but definitely this year.
Sorry.
Yeah, not much done. So the W is for the white thread because I'm doing it all in white thread. The A is I got this fabric from Acorns, and this was right during the pandemic when we had all those supply chain issues.
I remember.
I waited 10 or 11 months for this fabric to come in. So
I
that's why it
remember.
stands out to me. The V is for the V in love. And then the E is I'm eager to finish this one.
OMG. Okay.
So this
You're
is
going to work on that for a whole month?
not
Okay.
just this.
Okay. Because I
This
was
is
going to
the
say that'll be a long 28 days, ma'am.
yes. So this is 28 count Cabernet from Pictures Plus fabric. It's the called for, which I don't know if you see Robin from Bird's Eye Stitches. She also did this piece, but she did it in color. It is stunning. Um, So yeah, I want this. So this is going to get, 4 or 5 full evenings of work and then the 25/7 piece. So hopefully we won't get sick of seeing it. But I really want to move it closer to a finish because it's February and it's love and all that. So, like I said, that one
I
is on
don't
my
think.
year.
I think what'll keep it going, like I won't get tired of seeing it
Okay.
because the progress from the 25/7 every week,
Yeah.
and then here's 4 or 5 days worth of, like, you're going to get a lot of stitching in on that
Yeah.
piece. So the interest will be like, okay, I'm at this point now. Okay, now I'm here. So yeah, that is a
Good.
great plan.
Yeah. And this one, I believe I am railroading my threads just because the whole thing is in white, which just means you split the needle through the 2 strands of floss when you put it in. So they do look a little nicer, I think.
Yeah, it's beautiful.
Yeah.
And
So,
it's so striking on against that white, against that fabric.
yeah. And I've never done anything in monochrome or all white or anything. So that'll be a good kind of new challenge for me. Um, I'll continue my seasonal Sundays with winter montage because we're still in winter. Um, I'm gonna pull out summer Quakers. I didn't pull it out right now. Um, Summer Quakers from Rosewood Manor.
I know what summer Quakers is.
I'm trying
I'm
to.
trying to figure out why you haven't pulled out winter Quakers. It's winter.
Yeah, that's a really good point. I don't know. I want to finish them both this year. They're both on my year of whips.
Winter Quaker needs more work than summer, though.
I know.
Okay, sorry. This your floss too. Go ahead, darling.
No, no,
Go
no,
ahead.
no. That's a really good point. I'll think one of the Quakers will come out. How about that?
Okay.
I think I need the bright colors. I think in February I need the bright colors
Yeah,
of the summer one, but we'll see.
that
Yeah,
works
but
though. I, I
there's
I understand about that too.
yeah, there's a good point about we're in winter and I'm doing everything. I'm very seasonal except for that one thing. So, um, and then I have a few new starts for the month. So I'm gonna start. Jan Hicks did Carolyn's balloons, and the winter one is out, which I forgot to pull a picture, so I'll insert a picture again over Candy's face. Um, of what winter Quakers or Carolyn's balloons winter will look like. I'll send you the picture.
Okay, great. Because
So,
I can't wait to see it.
yeah.
I cannot wait to see it.
Yeah. And so that's one that I keep meaning to start. My threads have finally come in. Some were out of stock and that type of thing. So I'm excited to start on that. And then I am starting. So you might be interested in this as well, Candy. My friend Andrea, and your friend too, decided that she wanted to start band samplers together. So you could do that with us. I think you got a turtle one recently.
I did. Thank you so much. I love it.
And so Andrea got me this for my Christmas present. So it's the 1544 band sampler by Works by ABC. And she had Garon kit it up and they kitted it all in blues because that's my favorite color. So I'm going to start this on February 1st.
Oh,
And so
okay.
it has it's Chester's Blue by Classic Color Works,
Nice.
and then a piece of 27 count linen banding, and that's in antique blue.
Nice.
And they also included this finishing for the band sampler. Isn't
Oh,
that cute?
oh, look at him.
Yeah. So that will. So I'm going to start that. So that will be fun. I'm excited to start that. And then I got the crinkles. And then on February 14th for Valentine's Day, I think a lot of people might have this one, Camberley Sampler by Rosewood Manor.
Mm,
You can start it with us. Robin from Bird's Eye Stitches, Tina from Tina Stitches, and I all have this, and we're going to start it for Valentine's Day because we thought it was kind of pinky and red and
All the flowers, the
all the
little
flowers.
lovebirds.
Isn't it beautiful?
Are the stitches in the middle specialty stitches?
I don't think so.
Okay.
I think it's all. Well, there are um around here. These diamonds are specialty stitches.
Are they?
Yeah, there are some in here, but I don't think it's too bad.
Oh, I would imagine that she gives excellent
Yeah,
instruction. So
yeah, yeah. Her charts are really great, and it's all DMC. Oh yeah, okay. So there's a Rhodes heart, eyelet, satin stitch, diamond Smyrna. So there's a few Algerian. So I guess you're right. There are a few. It's just so striking and pretty.
yeah, but that'll be good for you are special.
Yes, yes, that's true. The Be My Specialty pop-up challenge.
Mm-hmm.
And I like how like Jan's Meditation Garden does this too, where they have a border, but it doesn't necessarily go all the way around, or it's like broken up where it's this border for a while and then a different border for a while. It just kind of keeps your interest. But with this one, I mean, you could even easily pull out if you just like this scene, you could just stitch this or the birds or whatever. So
Because I'm looking at the flower pots. Mm-hmm.
yeah, isn't that beautiful?
I need to check my stash and see if I have that one.
Yeah, you can start it with us. We would love.
I know I can. I heard you say that the first time. I heard you
Oh,
say
I wasn't
that.
sure if you heard me.
Yeah,
And
I understood.
it's DMC, so it's easy to get floss, and it won't kind of break the bank.
Yeah, I like the flowers, and those leaves look like they're definitely specialty stitches. But I need to learn. I need to start learning specialties so that I can get over that hurdle.
Yeah, yeah. It's just I'm learning a lot from doing that Happy New Year piece of the specialty stitches. Um, and it's somewhat frustrating, but when I put myself in the different frame of mind where this is just not straight X's and this is something new that I'm learning. And that might mean taking it out, like I took some out and
Mm-hmm.
try it again and it gets better. And then eventually your brain figures out, it's like, okay, this is how we do it.
Right.
Because I also have that chatelaine piece.
You also have Rainbow Band Sampler.
That will come out later this year, actually. I have plans. Sampler September. That one will come out for sure, if not before.
But I
yeah,
know
so,
the next band that you were working on was specialty stitches for that. So I do know.
And then I put it away.
Mm-hmm, I know. But
Mostly
you
'cause
have to turn your brain on, and especially at our, you're younger than I am, but at our age, to turn your brain on to like, okay, not this or this, you got to do this, then this. You know what I mean? It takes mental thought, and oftentimes with X's, you just do X's, and your mind is someplace else. So.
Yeah, and that's why I like having the variety of projects. Like some are more challenging in different ways. Like the lovebirds, this is all just X's. I don't think there's some backstitch, but no, just a little bit, no real specialty stitches, but it's all in white. So that's challenging in a different way than like Happy New Year. But it's also nice to have those pieces where you can just zone out or do fill in or whatever it is. It's nice to have the variety.
Yeah, it is.
Tired and yeah.
I just need to put in a few X's, please.
Yeah.
I don't want to think. I just need X's.
Just need X's. Yeah. So what about this coming week? What are your plans for this week?
So this coming week, tomorrow I'll be doing the Gathering of the Nets, Acorns and Threads retreat. And I will probably be working on my bikini top again tomorrow. And then I would like to put in a few more X's. I didn't show it, but it is Half the Fun by Ink Circles. It's the one with all the modes of transportation. And Tuesday, I don't know what I would like to work on Tuesday. And then Wednesday starts the first. So I'll start working on all of the Black History things.
Yeah.
So it'll be a very low key end of the month because at my job, the end of the month is go, 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 get it done, get it done, get it done. So
yeah.
it won't be anything too difficult for these next couple of days.
Good. Yeah. Yeah.
Maybe some filling on progress pride flag. I just need to put some X's in.
Yes, exactly. To unwind. Yep, that filling. Mm-hmm. Yeah, I'm gonna finish up Happy New Year. Not finish it. Finish up the month for my 25/7.
You're gonna do a whole bunch of stitching, aren't you?
Oh my gosh, can you imagine? But no, and then that will go away, and I will probably put that on my year of whips for next year to try to get that done. And then of course winter montage will come out. I'm gonna try to finish. I mean, I should finish Winter Birds this week, and I think Hearthside Christmas is coming out at the end of this month, and then on Wednesday, I'm going to start that band sampler I showed for the first. So it'll be fun.
I might have to pull mine out. I mean, it's right here. Like I put everything back in the little bag. I was like, I'm keeping it all together. So
the band sampler?
Yes. No. The turtles.
Yes.
The new start that. I was like, I'm putting everything together so that when I get ready to start it, I don't got to look for nothing. It's all right here together. So I'll think about that.
Yeah, think about it. Yeah.
I already got a couple of new starts planned for Valentine's Day. So,
what's one?
Because I'm like, oh, I want to stitch some Valentine Day stuff.
Yeah. I have 2 more Valentine pieces in magazines. I'll tell you, Just Cross Stitch does really well with their Valentines, I think. I found 2 other pieces. What's that?
Would you believe that I still have not gotten my magazine yet?
No. Did you call them?
Yes. And they was like, can you wait until Friday? It should be there. Well, that was 2 Fridays ago. So now I'm going to call them again.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah. But anyway, I know it was a good issue. I watched your flip through. So I know it was good.
And so I feel like I have to get this one done before I start another Valentine's Day one. So that's kind of my motivation, is because also I love it and I want it done, but I have 2 other really pretty like heart ones that I want to, not this year, but that I want to start. But I'm like, well, I've literally worked on this one evening for 3 hours, and that's all I've done on it. So it needs some love.
Yeah, you're gonna give it a lot of love then.
I'm gonna get a lot of love this month.
Get a lot of love.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's good though.
Right. Well, I think that is everything for us. Thank you so much for joining me. This was so much fun. Oh, it made all my dreams come true.
Oh my goodness. You poor thing. If these are all your dreams, I feel for you. I'm so sorry. You need to talk. You need more dreams. Yeah. Thank you so very much for having me. I really appreciate you doing this for me. Yeah. It has really brightened my day, and
good.
Yes, I needed a good conversation with a good friend.
Yes, definitely. And do check out Candy's channel, which I will link below. She's amazing, and you're even more awesome in person, which I didn't think could be possible, but somehow it is. So I'm excited to see you in May.
Yep, I am too.
Yay. All right, we'll see you next week, everyone. Thanks so much for joining us. Bye.
Bye.